Well, this is going to be embarrassing for the BJP. Top but sidelined BJP leader and former Finance Minister Yashwant Sinha, in an interview to a national daily, has lashed out at the incumbent Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Sinha says the economy is on a downward spiral and many in his party were aware about the downfall. Sinha claims it was his duty to highlight the mess the Finance Minister has made of the economy. Yashwant Sinha also said demonetization was not the lone reason and had only added fuel to the fire. He says SBI chairman has also admitted the telecom sector is the latest entrant to the long list of stress sectors. Sinha notes the government has allowed the reason for the downfall to accumulate over time. Where Yashwant Sinha has also said Arun Jaitley was overburdened and could not thwart the downfall. He says the Prime Minister is worried over the situation. Sinha claims the performance of the monsoon this year has not been flattering as well. This will further intensify the rural distress. The former Finance Minister added 40 leading companies are already facing bankruptcy proceedings, many more likely to follow the suit. Let me go across to my colleague Paul Lumi, who is joining us for more on this. Paul Lumi, he may be sidelined, a member of the Margdarshak Mandal, but this is going to be embarrassing for the BJP. Yashwant Sinha speaking in the same voice as the opposition and many critiques of the economic policies of this government.
Absolutely. More than embarrassing for the government. He's been the former finance minister of this country in the previous NDA regime. He talked about that regime in this editorial that he's penned for a national daily. He spoke about the fact that, how even at that time they had been they had inherited a legacy which was not something to write home about, and they had to correct a lot of situations. This time round, he's talking about that same legacy which has been inherited, and it could have been turned around, because he says, in fact, our Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has been one of the luckiest finance ministers in recent times because of depressed global crude oil prices. He had, in fact, inherited a bonanza of lakhs of crores of rupees, which he could have chosen to have invested in many ways that were possible. But that was not done. And he, in fact, threw away that, opportunity altogether. And then, of course, these decisions, economic decisions of demonetization, poor implementation of GST, as he refers to it, the fact that several sectors, as you pointed out, SBI itself saying, are stressed right now, including the telecom sector being the latest entrant to that long list. He talks about all of these various factors and how this government has not been able to, in fact, correct the situation from what they had inherited. In fact, they've made it worse.
Paul, if I can quickly ask you this. So far, we have seen the government and the ministers completely immune to the attacks that have been made on them by former economists or the opposition, even the former Prime Minister and respected economist Manmohan Singh. Now, this criticism coming in from within the party, from a very senior leader, do we expect the same sort of an attitude, or will there be some sort of thinking, at least as far as the economic front goes?
Well, unlikely, because Mr. Yashwant Sinha has been sidelined for a very long time. He has been speaking on various issues, on various uncomfortable issues, taking a line and a position which is not in line with the party and the government in power at the moment, and hence this will be dismissed as well. Remember that the government has given several explanations for how the GDP is being calculated of late. Mr. Yashwant Sinha does refer to the fact that in the first fiscal, we're being told that our GDP had fallen to 5.7. But if you went back to the calculation methods before 2015, which was corrected by this government, it would look to be like 3.7. So we've been given various explanations by this government. Unlikely that Mr. Yashwant Sinha's message will, in fact, ruffle feathers within the establishment.
Does this mean, Paul Lumi, that the government is in no mood to heed any advice from within or outside, will continue on what they believe is, a completely game-changing move? How much criticism, as far as the government, the Prime Minister is concerned, they are ready to take on the economic front?
Well, see, the government is definitely very worried about the situation. They have been constantly, having meetings about this. The finance minister recently had a mega meeting with all the, secretaries of the various economic departments within the finance ministry. The meeting with the prime minister, of course, has been postponed, but clearly it indicated the fact that the prime minister himself is very worried about how things are panning out. The economic advisory council has also been in a sense reconstituted as well. Bibek Debroy, who is part of the Niti Aayog, has also been given a very mega responsibility of trying to work on methods that could be used in order to revive the downfall within the economy. The government does realize that there has been a slowdown, but all of these decisions, which have in fact appear deliberate in a sense to, push the economy down. That is what the government has, in a sense, not acknowledged, and that is what everyone seems to be criticizing, which includes demonetization and the implementation of GST.
Thank you so much, Poulomi, for joining us with all those details.